Hey everyone, it's Erin Floto here, and I am here showing you a productivity tracker. So this was originally done by the Boosted Journal, and I will go ahead and leave all that information down in the description below, this is a brilliant idea. And because I'm doing a lot with symbols for this month, because that is kind of the whole theme, I thought that this would be a perfect time to introduce the productivity tracker, which is in itself based on kind of doing symbols to represent your productivity. So what I'm doing with this spread is creating a giant 2-page spread with a Dutch door in the middle, and I got the idea of doing the Dutch door from Joshi Corinne, so I will go ahead and link her video regarding productivity trackers in the description below as well. So I basically used the exact same setup that she did because honestly I thought it was gorgeous. I did change it up just a little bit because I went with the original Boosted Journal concept instead of the one that Joshi did, which is basically to do these kind of level up activities. Level up. Sorry, I've been watching too much TikTok. So basically what I'm doing is the left-hand column here is for the day of the week, and then I am creating lines for doing this like quote-unquote level up as the day goes on. And what you do is you create a key for all of the symbols that you're going to use, and then when you get certain things done during the day, you can go ahead and put in that in your productivity tracker with the symbols. Everyone else is much better at explaining this concept. So if you want to go watch those videos, please go ahead and do so. I wanted to give some folks the exposure to this type of tracker and also see if this type of tracker would work for me. I, in particular, decided to do this in the month of July, not only because of the whole idea around doing symbols for my theme, but I also thought it would be a good idea because this may be the last month I'm working from home. It may not be. Who knows? Theoretically, I could go back at the start of August, but it just kind of depends on how things continue to go. And if that does happen, my life gets a lot more complicated. So I thought that doing this in July would be a good time because I still have time to do stuff while I'm at home. And, drawing out different symbols to represent your productivity in a day isn't super easy. So, you have to do what you can. So Joshi, when she does hers, she color codes based on the type of work that she's doing in that day. For me, I like the concept of doing this level up situation because I thought it would be fun to incorporate some sort of like quote unquote reward if I do get to level 2 or if I do get to level 3. So I figure that I put enough columns. As you can see, I put 4 columns in for level 1. So the level 2 reward isn't going to be like super, it's not going to be a lot. The level 3 award, I might, make sure that I'm doing some pretty good stuff because those are only the last 2 columns. And so I left a big gap for the level 2. Now, I didn't add any sort of my themed design symbols because I wanted to make sure that there's already going to be a lot of symbols on this page, so I thought it would get a little bit confusing if I started putting symbols for my theme around this page. So I did just end up doing the Zentangles instead, And I also added a quote down at the bottom. I decided to do a quote by Oprah because I thought who's one of the most productive people in the world? Probably Oprah. So, I mean, she has like a whole team. So her life is way more easy to be productive than my life, probably. But, you know, she got where she got for a reason, probably because she was super productive. So again, I just kind of want to talk about the symbols really quick because the boosted journal goes into his video in depth about like why symbols can be really effective and the thought process behind doing this level up system. So I really, really encourage you to go watch that original video from the boosted journal. If you want me to talk about that a little more, please let me know and I'll go ahead and talk about it in another video, probably a 10 types video where I do all sorts of productivity trackers, but I want to make sure that you are going to the source material, so that would be the boosted journal. So here I am creating my key. One thing that I did like about Joshi's system is that she did separate it into sections. So the front of my key is all business related things because that is where I enjoy having the most amount of productivity. So I really want to track that area of my life in particular versus my work or my home life. So, and then some of these things you'll probably be like, oh, well, should that really count as a productivity tracker? Like I put reading and gaming in later. But for me, those are like forms of self-care. And I do also have a section for self-care. And then some of these, I'm not really sure what I was thinking while I was doing the symbols. I kind of wish I had done a little bit more research and spent a little bit more time looking up what I wanted to do for the symbols. So I may be changing these up in the future. But overall, you know, it is what it is. It's fine. I'll see how it works out. And, you know, this tracker may only last for 1 month, maybe 2, because, you know, I don't know how this is going to work for me. And I just don't really know. I mean, do any of us really know what's going to be happening in the next couple months? Probably not. So, you know, I just wanted to try this out while I had time. So in the front part, I have things for Patreon, filming, editing, Etsy work, YouTube, comments, print and cut, designing, painting, packaging, traveling / errands, and those are specifically business related traveling and errands, website, foiling, order materials, new product development. On the back, I have under like my quote unquote home life is reading, gaming, laundry, cleaning, cooking at home, self-care, workout, walking Malia, my dog, and TV time. And then for my work-related tasks right now, things are boiling down to pretty much 5 areas, but I left room at the bottom in case those areas end up expanding for one reason or the other. So I have inbox 0, training, offsite activities, referrals, and meetings. So those are all the things that I consider part of my productive life. Some of these things, like I said, are very specifically, I want to make sure that I'm also taking care of myself, and that helps with my productivity. So taking, you know, a couple minutes to game or spending an evening reading or something like that to make sure that I'm also taking care of myself, and in turn will increase my productivity. That's something I definitely wanted to make sure I was doing as well. if I don't end up having any more items, I will probably go ahead and put one of the symbols for strength and bravery and things like that down at the bottom, because I did leave room just in case there was some more things that I wanted to include. By the way, the quote that I decided to do is, "Doing the best at this moment puts you in the best place for the next moment," and that is by Oprah. I just thought it was really fitting for a productivity tracker, and here I'm trying to figure out how I can write it because it's at the bottom of the page, so my hand wasn't comfortable when writing it, so I needed to get another notebook to help me out to balance a little bit more. So hopefully I end up liking this. I really hope so, although like I said, I'm not sure if this is a sustainable thing, doing like symbols for my productivity tracker, because it just takes a little bit more time, but it is very pretty, so hopefully I like this. I will keep you updated. I will be having some lives in the month of July while I am still home at this point in time. Oh, and then I decided to do these equal signs because I didn't do a sign of strength, and so I thought the equal sign would also bring light to the BLM movement. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for, I don't know, more of my videos, right? I think that's what I usually, no, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, all that kind of jazz, and I will see you next time. And here's a list of my patrons. I just want to give a special shout out to them because they were the ones that let me know all about this productivity tracker. So thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye, everyone.